What's going on, YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with the Halloween special, and I'm running Banette EX. I was trying to think of Pokemon that just screamed Halloween, and this one just kind of stuck out to me. And honestly, not a bad deck in the format. With the Everlasting Darkness attack, during your opponent's next turn, they cannot play any item cards from their hand. So essentially, rare candies turned off, switch cards turned off, energy retrievals turned off. I mean, any item you could think of, which is what most decks right now, because we're in a very aggressive format, needs to function. So kind of just shuts off Dusknoir, since most people go rare candy Dusknoir and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. You know, your Charizard matchups, your even your Raging Bolt matchups, where they're relying on like Pokestops, a lot of draws off Sada, Earthen Vessel, stuff like that. A lot of those are not going to work if you could set up super fast, which is the goal of this deck. So overall, it's like, I kind of love it. I like how consistent it is. It's a very refined list, and I know there's like Banette Guardy. I tried to take a bit of a different take that was just a bit more Banette focused, so really just hammering on the item lock, and it's going to revolve around poison damage as well. So for consistency, we've got Lumineon, Mew, which also could function as a backup attacker, as well as Squawkabilly EX. On top of that, we're also rocking Brute Bonnet with the Toxic Powder ability, so when we have the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule attached, we can make both active Pokemon poisoned. We've got Poison Peak, Radiant, or excuse me, wow, that was a mess. Radiant Hisuian Sneasler with the Poison Peak ability, where we can put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon. So we can use the Brute Bonnet ability to get our opponent's active Pokemon poisoned, then put that up to 3 damage counters between each turn because of the Poison Peak ability. We can also throw on Perilous Jungle, so you put 2 more, forcing them at 5, and since we poison ourselves, we're able to put Binding Mochi on Banette, allowing us to do 40 more damage on top of that. So Banette itself is swinging for, what would it be? It'd be 70 damage, and then if you have every single thing in play to kind of force as much poison damage as possible, you could potentially be swinging for, like in total, counting the poison damage, 120 each turn, as well as 5 on the way back for 170. And considering the fact that this is an item lock deck, that is kind of disgusting. Like, it's super toxic. I thought, you know what, Halloween, a little deviousness on Halloween felt kind of good. I'm also running 1 copy of the Puppet offering Banette, so once during our turn, we could put a support card from our discard pile back into our hand. And then if we do that, we'd lost on this Banette, which I felt like was kind of nice for consistency, since we're relying on this early game Squawkabilly. You know, that's going to be to take back, like, Arven or Boss's Orders, in case we, like, got rid of it with the Squawkabilly. Honestly, this deck doesn't really mind going first or second. I mean, going second is kind of nice, so long as we can open the game with Salvatore. Salvatore says you can search for a Pokemon that has no abilities and evolves from one of your Pokemon, and put it down that turn, which is kind of nice. So if we go second and we draw into Salvatore, which is why we've got Squawkabilly and Lumineon, you know, we could just evolve and start item lock as soon as possible, as long as we find one of our 4 energy or our, 3 Earthen Vessels right there. So, you know, we've got some decent ways to draw into the vessels. We've also got Forest Hill Stone to kind of search out a missing piece of the puzzle. Honestly, if we don't get the full poison damage set up immediately, that's fine. The biggest thing is we want to put the item lock pressure as soon as possible. So if we go first, you know, we've got access. We really just need 2 Shuppets down, and then we could just play. We've got so much to make sure we're evolved on our second turn. But if we could go second and get evolved quick, there's a really good chance you could pull out the item lock early. So there's not too much going on in the deck past that. I feel like it's a very straightforward deck. It's just telling your opponent, hey, the 40% of your deck that's items, you actually can't play at all, and there's not much you could do about it. It's kind of nice. We're playing Secret Box as our ace spec. Again, just another ace spec to hammer in consistency. I want to go second, I want to evolve on that turn, and I want to item lock that turn. And Secret Box all but guarantees that if we can actually get it into our hand. Past that, I mean, we're playing high copies of Boss just to make sure we're kind of gusting up and KOing what we need when we need to. I'm playing 1 copy of Lost Vacuum just in case there's a pesky like stadium or tool that excuse me, is kind of just throwing me off. You know, I figured 1 copy of Vacuum can't hurt. We're playing 2 copies of Rod just to make sure we're really cycling back these energy, and then maybe a Banette liner or 2 just in case like one gets KO'd. Past that, we've got 4 copies of Switch, which I feel like is legitimately a necessity in this deck, because a lot of times your opponent will be sitting there in item lock, and we're not necessarily swinging for an insane amount of damage every turn. So they're going to try to boss up Brute Bonnet with 3 energy in the retreat cost, which is just way too tanky to consider retreating. And then hopefully, in our opponent's mind, they're thinking, all right, if I boss up Brute Bonnet, that'll make them whiff the next turn of attacking, so then I can actually play item cards and try to make that comeback. So that's why I'm playing 4 copies of Switch. just to make sure we're getting Brute Bonnet out of the active when it's inevitably gusted up. I know some people are going to be like, oh, we could play 4 Switch cards, but I feel like just having Switch in case we need to switch out at Banette isn't a bad shout. You know, like, because we do have some evolution Pokemon in play, I felt like I might as well play it safe and not even split, like, a 2-2 line of Switch card. I just wanted to keep the Switch to make sure if I needed to switch out, like, a bench Banette for one that's got energy, you know, that's also an option and not something I'll have to worry about. So, I mean, yes, that's pretty much it for the list. I think this list is a ton of fun, super toxic way to annoy the meta. Another control rogue deck, which I kind of love to throw out there right now, so I'm excited to show it to you guys. And before I get into today's video, 2 updates. Just, again, I know I've said it in the past couple videos, if you haven't seen, I got a TCG player link. So if you click on the link in the description down below, or on that side of the screen, in the last 30 seconds of the video, you'll be taken to TCG player, which has all the trading card game accessories, cards, deck boxes, play mats, doesn't matter what TCG, it's there in TCG player. And if you use my link and then order something within 48 hours, you'll be supporting the channel in a huge way. So I wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who's been doing that lately. I seriously appreciate all of you. Also, I'm going to be starting a how-to series at the end of the week, which will be like a how-to, basically Pokemon TCG. Right now I've got a couple ideas floating in mind, such as like all the resources, you know, we're going to get, resources, tech cards, building decks, stuff like that. There's a poll on my channel, got an overwhelming amount of support saying they want to see that series. A bit more of an informational series, but it will be Pokemon related. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what how-tos you would want to see. Or if you want to hear like a little sneak peek, it's the ones I'm planning. But yeah, I'm super excited to be coming up with that series. I'm putting a lot of effort into it, so I hope it comes out well and you guys enjoy it, because I definitely enjoy the kind of like background process of making it and coming up with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all the updates, the deck list, and the channel. As always, thank you guys so much for the support. Let's get into today's video and see if we could go 3-0 on Halloween with Banette EX. Welcome to match number 1, where I definitely did not expect to see this match, and that's going to be Solrock Lunatone, which is a deck I haven't even considered in such a long time. And you know what? I think it's kind of inspired me already to take a peek back into it and see how it's doing, because I would love to bring the rocks back into this meta. I have always been a huge fan of the rocks. I think it's a hilarious deck, and one I've always kind of loved to play myself. Was one of the first budget decks I felt like I ever made like my own personal list for as well, when it originally came out in the Pokemon Go series. And our hand isn't perfect, but it's not bad, and I think based on their setup, I actually don't mind taking an extra turn to get going here. So for now, you know, I could even force it and just go Squawk. Is probably like a crazy play, but I don't know if I need to against this deck. I feel like this is a deck I could legitimately take if I just take it a little slow, so I think I'm going to. Like if I go, oh my god, tell me we prize 3 Shuppets. There's no way. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't think I want to force anything. Although if they have Gust and a KO, we're going to be super cooked. No, but I could evolve this turn and at least protect it with some beefy HP. You know what? Yeah, we're just gonna take Shuppet, and we're gonna play Salvatore just to try to beef up the HP and hope our opponent might have a boss, but I'm hoping that with 5 cards in their hand, they don't have like a Gust and a way to do 250 HP. I'm also gonna attach the energy in case they play out or something like that, and pass. But that is really unfortunate. So we prize 3 out of 4 of our Shuppets, which means that's the only Banette we're going to see in play for a little bit. However, next turn, I'm going to start swinging immediately. I guess I didn't need to play that Perilous Jungle. That was a bit of a waste, huh? Yeah, it's a bit of a misplay. I hope they don't Stadium Bump. I'll feel kind of bad. And they got the fully dripped out Rocks deck, and I am loving it. I mean, these are 2 of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen. Look at that art. Those are 3 Pokemon. People really don't. Honestly, 4 Pokemon, I feel like people don't care about them, people hate a bit. I kind of love seeing such a beautiful card representing them for, I don't know, I just think they're goofy and fun, man. And the Rocks deck as a whole, it's a nice single prize, pretty aggressive deck that swings for some big damage, got some good 2-shot potential, and as a single prize deck, that's really all you need. So honestly, I really don't mind it. I actually want to take a look and see what's up with it. And they're going to go Cycle Draw here, which, thank gosh, I mean, they're just going to discard a card and then draw 3, which is fine. And we're going to be able to use Arven for Switch. Also, oh, okay, never mind, actually. We're just going to get Switch there, so that's not bad. Kind of love to see that. We're still going to use Arven. I mean, we got the Switch, which is good. I think from here, I'm going to go Ancient Booster Capsule so I can really start swinging. And honestly, Give me a Nest Ball so I can start setting up our board a little bit more. I think a Mew EX might not be a bad play here. I know we're putting 2 Prizers down or Radiant Sneasler. Ooh. You know what? How much are we swinging for? We're swinging for 30. And then we could use the ability here, so that will be 30 damage worth. Oh, so we're not taking the full KO. Oh my god, wait, do I really poison myself? Oh yeah, all poison Pokemon in play. That's right. That is right. Well, kind of forgot about that. I literally noticed that in one of my practice games, and I was like, oh, don't forget that. I'm going to look like a bum if I forget it. And guess what I did? I forgot. I forgot I could hurt myself with that, so that's fine. I'm not too worried. We're going to be taking a KO every single turn, and our opponent is going to be in some heavy item lock. So if we're taking a little bit of extra poison damage, it's cool. I ain't that worried. Oh my god, wait, no. I mismatched. Oh my god, I'm a mess. This is what I get for recording videos after a day of work. My math don't math. 30 plus 50 is not 90, Chris. That's 80. So our opponent's actually going to swing pretty hard here. And if they take a KO, me not being able to count might have made the difference in me losing the game, because I need this Banette to take prizes, because if it doesn't, I am cooked. So they're going to pass here. And you know what? I could get Binding Mochi, and I will swing for KO following. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I can swing 90 because I know I've swung more than that. Yeah, it doesn't totally cut it. Thank gosh we got a Shuppet. Oh, my lord, because I don't know what I was going to do. Actually, aren't we dying at the end of this turn, too? Oh, man. Yeah, we totally are. Okay. That's all good, though. I'm curious to see who they promote, because we will be taking a KO on another Lunatone. We also will be taking a KO on a Soul Rock. Wow, that's interesting. I'm surprised they gave me Lunatone and not Soul Rock there. That's a solid top deck, too, actually. So we're going to be promoting Shuppet here. Throw the energy down. Definitely need to just keep the poison going. So we're going to Toxic Powder. And you know what I could do? I could Arven. Could take an Ultra Ball for next turn. Honestly, I feel like wouldn't be too bad. I could just get rid of Boss and whatever my top deck is, and then I could just get another Banette going. And I think more importantly, we're going to take Binding Mochi here, so I don't misplay as bad this time, and I KO my opponent's active Pokemon. So we're going to swing for 70 here. You know what? I probably should have never played the stadium and just banked on Mochi. That's definitely a pretty big misplay on my end. I didn't really think that through too well, but it's cool. I mean, it happens. Me and math, never friends. I feel like I did it in the last video, and here we are back again with some issues with my math. So, yeah, I apologize. But we're chilling, we're chilling. They got no item lock, so it's going to be hard for them to use, like, Night Stretchers. I doubt they play Energy Retrievals. Yeah, they just passed there. So they're going to take 2 prizes, too. So we're going to go even on prizes here, but that's cool, because I got Ultra Ball. So I could totally get rid of probably Boss on the top deck. I'd rather keep Forest Heal Stone, to be honest. Although, never mind. Yeah, that's insane. The top decks this match, I'm not going to lie, are going kind of crazy. So we're going to just Salvatore for Banette now. This is our last Banette, too. Oh my gosh. So we prized 3 Shuppets and a Banette. That's honestly impressive. Do I Toxic Powder here? I actually don't know if I want to, because we're not going to KO them. And I really don't want to start poison damage. You know what? Nah, because they'll die on the way back. Because they'll be taking 50 damage. Yeah, they'll get KO'd on the way back. So I do want to poison here. Even though I'm taking a little bit of poison damage, I do want to just keep this pressure on. And this is kind of the scenario, I feel like. Like, I played 2 warm-up games with this deck. One of them, I didn't even find the stadium. My opponent scooped pretty quick. And then the second game is when I realized, like, I do put extra poison damage on myself. And I'm like, yo, Chris, don't forget when I actually record the video. And guess what I did? I forgot. But I wanted to say, this is, I feel like a pretty consistent setup, like what you'll see with this deck. Which is, like, scary because it's like, I don't really have a great follow-through. But also, I guarantee 9 of these cards in my opponent's hand are items. And they don't have a follow-through either. And I feel like that happens a lot with such a solid item deck, is like this right here. Ooh, Devolution is crazy. Wait. Oh, they didn't have an energy. Thank gosh. Because if they used that, they actually would have KO'd us, and we would have been in the most miserable spot because we had 60 HP. So thank God our opponent didn't see that line, and they kind of wasted that Devo. That could have been devastating. But it's cool. We rockin'. We rockin'. Honestly, here, I've actually got kind of a crazy idea. So I think what I want to do, one, let's make sure we're poisoning, you know, our opponent's active Pokemon, and I think I've got a good idea to kind of just keep the sweep going. So we're going to Ultra Ball away Salvatore and the Jungle to take Lumineon. And then with Lumineon, I will play that down to get Arven, make sure I get the Binding Mochi and I'm forcing KOs, as well as getting access to Force Heal Stone, so I could search out more. So we're going to take our last Arven from the deck. We're gonna play Arven. I don't know. Hey, you know what? Actually, we'll take Rod. Rod is gonna be such a fire item right here, just so I could get back. You know what? I might use it on the entire Banette line and the energy, just in case. Do I use Force Seal Stone? I don't think so. I don't think I need to yet. So I'm going to take back 1, 2, 3. Because we kind of need all 3. We've only got 4 energy. I had no Banettes pretty much this entire game. Or actually, I'm down 1 Banette and 3 Shuppets. So I am struggling on those. So I just want to make sure I can play the game. For now, I don't want to pop Force Seal Stone yet. I don't think I need to. I think I'm just going to swing for KO. Because, I mean, you know, I'm swinging for 70 damage, but then they're going to get KO'd. So now they're in a tricky spot again. I mean, still, this is like the pressure of item lock. You know what? They took that big early KO. I was worried prizing a bunch of Shuppet, but I was hoping that KO. I don't want to speak it and jinx it. I was hoping I would get a Shuppet out of the prize so I could save Force Seal Stone to get another Banette, maybe get another. I think I got another Salvatore in the deck. You know, just something like that to make sure. Or now for a Switch card, because this is the exact play I told y'all I was worried about. You know, it just that's it right there. That's actually a nice Banette too to have. So we're gonna put Shuppet down. I want to use Toxic Powder on this guy because I want the Binding Mochi to work, so I have to be poisoned for it. So I'm going to play Arven, or I'm going to play the Force Seal Stone. I don't think I have any more Arven, so I'm just going to take a switch. I'm not going to force it. Yeah, we got no more Arvens, so not Vacuum. I am going to just take the switch. I could take Secret Box. No, we don't have enough cards to discard, so I'll just take the switch card here. No big deal. This is why I play a super high count of Switch, just so we've got access to them when we need. And again, let's say next turn they do the same thing. I'm going to evolve into this Banette, and then take Arven out of my discard pile. And then, even though I am lost zoning a Shuppet, I'm putting so much more pressure on them. I feel like that's just so much more beneficial for us. So, we're going to swing Everlasting Darkness for KO there. And we're going to tell our opponent, look, you either have game in hand, or you gotta wait to KO this active and kind of cook us, or we got game in hand, we got game on board. It's gonna be hard for them to follow through. We got our last Shuppet out of the prize. We really did prize 3 Shuppets. That's insane. I thought maybe I mismade the deck and only put like 1 or 2 Shuppets by accident, but no, that's not the case. This game just hates me. But oh, yo, Crisis Punch is crazy, I'm not gonna lie. They didn't have enough energy. That's right. Yo, that's why this deck is so solid, bro. Crisis Punch, Devolution, this deck is insane. Yeah, there's Scoop. That's going to be a bully match of a game number 1. I kind of love that, yo. Honestly, item lock goes kind of crazy. I was talking with someone in the comments about Banette, and I think, at least in the context they were talking about it, I assume they meant Gardevoir because that's the most popular way to play Banette, but I ain't going front. Yo, pure Banette is evil, and I am obsessed with it. Definitely check this deck out. We are 1-0 going into match number 2. Let's see if we can keep the positivity rolling and guarantee the positive record for the day. Welcome to match number 2, where we open up with an absolutely insane hand. I mean, this might be, ooh, Terapagos. Honestly, I don't know how this deck does against Terapagos. Terapagos is one of those like new decks that I just haven't played against much. I honestly don't run into it too frequently on the ladder. I've never actually tried it, so I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. Like, I know how the deck works, but I have no idea like the entire list. That might be one of the lists I know the least, actually, like in terms of like specific counts and kind of what's in the deck. So I feel like a lot of things are gonna surprise me. Someone also did teach me that you can't use Unified Beatdown on your first turn, which obviously they're going first, so it's, you know, not relevant in this match, but it is good to know, and that was news to me because I never fully read the card, so I figured I might as well just let y'all know, in case you guys haven't fully read the card either. And our opponent is going to get Fan Call out here, get a whole bunch of Hoots down, and this is going to be a Stadium War. This is going to be a war between Area Under Depth 0 and Perilous Jungle, and my gosh, am I going to be forcing the jungle. And they get Pidgeot quick, but they don't have space for it. So yeah, they don't have Pidgey down yet, so I'm cool with this. Let's see if we could get some big items. So, alright, what do I need? I need Salvatore. I also need Squawkabilly and an energy. So we definitely want Squawk. I'm also going to need Brute Bonnet. We've got 3 Salvatores in the deck. We got Secret Box, Force Seal Stone. We got a lot. We got a lot to work with. We got 2 energy. We got our stadiums, but we got all our vessels. Yeah, no, we got plenty to work with. I am loving this. I am going to Ultra Ball away. I guess just these. It really doesn't matter what, because I'm going to Squawk, and I don't have enough to rip Ultra Ball twice. So, Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we Arven and when. We're just going to rip it now. And I'm going to take Brute Bonnet because that's a pretty big piece of the puzzle. Just to make sure I can get the stadium down and everything. There's no other Pokemon. Actually, we prized Lumineon. Lumineon would have guaranteed it, wouldn't it have? Yeah, I wouldn't have even needed to Squawk. Actually, it probably would have been better because I could have Arvened. But sadly, I did prize it. So maybe a heavy ball. Maybe a heavy ball should be considered for this deck, actually. I might do that for the third match now that I think about it. Because that would be like so clutch. You know what? I don't know if we'll get our hand down this low again. I'm going to switch into Mew and also restart right now. Because I feel like that'll be huge for us. Look at that. I had a feeling, and there it is. There it is. So we're going to take just one energy out of the deck. There's no need to take two because I can only attach one, and I want to go for the, you know, the Salvatore play this turn. So we're going to Squawk. We're going to discard our hand. We got nothing, so we're just going to draw 6, and there it is. We drew one Banette. Thankfully, we didn't draw 2 because I've only got 1 left in the deck. So we're going to take the last Banette out. We're going to throw it down here. I did not get the stadium, nor did I get a tool to actually use Brute Bonnet, which hurts a little bit, but it's not the end of the world because I got, honestly, like an insane board now that I look at it, like as a whole. So we're going to take Radiant Sneasler here and just kind of fill up our whole bench with all the Pokemon we need for next turn. I'm going to put our opponent in item lock, so they can't go Rare Candy Dusknoir. They'll have to go into Dusclops, which can't KO anything on my board, and unless they want to use 2 Dusclops to take out 1 Shuppet, I can't see that benefiting them too much. So I'm kind of in love with that. Again, I think, so why I think Heavy Ball would have been insane with that hand. I would have just needed to get rid of less resources, I think, because I could have used Arven for Heavy Ball to take out Lumineon from the prizes, as well as take Forest Seal Stone. I could have just used Forest Seal Stone for the, what do you call it? Oh my god, why am I blanking on Salvatore for the Salvatore? And I think I could have ran that route, which could have been fun, but, like, we pulled it off, honestly, pretty easily, too. I guess we wouldn't have had an energy guaranteed. We would have been relying on the Mew maybe a bit more. So I don't know. It would have been a bit scary. I think either way, I'm happy we pulled it off, though. We definitely pulled off a solid turn of it. I'm curious to see how our opponent follows up here. I would imagine Boss's Orders is going to be a card they play. Oh, no. Didn't they just research? They did. Yeah, they can't play Boss's Orders. What did they take? They took Iono, Area Under Depth 0. Yo, if you play Iono, oh my gosh, bro, you're a saint if you do. And are they going to get down a Pidgey? I'd imagine they have to. Now they pass. All right, that's cool. So, you know, they got a full bench, and we are going to start rocking right now. Oh, I'm loving this so much. So, who would I want to boss up? Like, I feel like who's the problem? I don't want a Toxic Powder yet. I definitely don't want a Toxic Powder yet. I feel like going into Terrapagos would be pretty cool. Also, I could just KO a Duskull right now, which isn't bad. I feel like that's, you know, leaving Fan Rotom there is pretty solid for us. If I could get around not dealing with Terrapagos, that would be great. So I guess pinging damage onto it early would be ideal, right? Yeah, probably. It probably would. This might be a mistake. I'm going to chase down their 2 prizers. I'm going to chase them down now, just because I feel like that'll be better for us. Man, I don't even know if I want to evolve this Banette, because if I get the single prize one, I'm really going to want to take this Arven out of the discard pile, like really bad, you know, and I could get a whole bunch of things to kind of open up the game. I'm going to hold the Banette, and I'm just going to draw 2. I don't need to draw more right now, so I'm not going to force it. Another Binding Mochi and Boss's Orders. You know what? In case they Iono, because I know Iono's in their hand, I'm just going to evolve it now. I'm just going to sit with Boss's Orders in my hand again. I'm going to swing for 70. They're taking 30 damage from poison. So we're going to start laying on some solid damage onto our opponent and see if they have a follow-up. I mean, we know they got that Iono in their hand, but we don't know what else. Yeah, because they played the stadium. We don't know what else they got. So I'm hoping our opponent can't get the double turbo energy out, and we could just get some more damage thrown onto Terrapagos. And if we could draw into our stadium and kind of just make their bench a whole lot smaller, I'll feel a lot better too. But this matchup is still a little scary. I'm still a little worried. This is a solid hand. There's the DTE. Okay, so they're going to be swinging. They're going to be swinging pretty big, and they got the Dusclops. So will they get the KO? So it's what, 30 damage? For each bench Pokemon, each of your bench Pokemon. So they got 30, I don't know, we'll see, 220. Ooh. Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. All right. How do I want to do this? So we're going to get KO'd by poison damage no matter what. So I'd imagine we kind of want to just thin our hand as much as possible. Maybe boss up another Pokemon here. You know, just use the boss, start littering some damage all around. Maybe take out Dusclops. You know, we could take the KO. What we could do, could switch into Mew. I know I'm kind of burning through switches, but hear me out. I want to get rid of my poison damage because we just need 100. So I don't even... Oh, no, I would... Oh, man, yeah, there's no great way around this. Oh, I forgot to poison the Mew. Well, because they're taking 5. Yeah, they're swinging for KO. That might have been a waste. That might have been a waste. And for what? Because I'm not taking the KO. Again, Chris and Math have never been friends. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. That was kind of dumb, because I'm just going to poison myself again. So I just wasted a switch for literally 0 reason. As I do. And I think here we just kind of want to thin the hand, right? Because we're swinging for 30 damage, they're taking 50, so yeah, we'd be short on the KO. I definitely want to take the KO. If we both take 2 prizes, we both take 2 prizes, so I don't want to boss. I think I'm just going to play the Salvatore just for no reason, just kind of thin the hand. I'm going to throw the Ancient Booster Capsule down onto Squawk, and I just want to start getting this hand as low as possible so Mew feels better. But yeah, we have the Toxic Powder anyway, so I did waste the switch, which hurts, but you know what? It's cool. It's cool. Just some casual misplays on a nice holiday. But we're both taking 2 KOs, so you know what? We're rocking with it. And who would I promote here? Probably Mew. Although Mew's our only draw engine, which I kind of like. But it's the only thing with free retreat, and I kind of want to save Banette, make sure I get that energy. So they're going to take 2 prizes. I'm going to take 2 prizes. This matchup's definitely tricky. And we get 2 energy. That's actually so massive, it's not even funny. Because I don't think they could KO Banette, so I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna promote Banette. They're still under item lock, so it's gonna be hard for them to really get rolling. And our hand is still a little dead, but it's cool. Of course they would get the energy. That makes sense. Can they bench all their Pokemon? They got energy, stadium. How many Pokemon you got in hand? Please tell me it's not that many, because this is insane. This is ridiculous. Please don't swing that hard. And they Iono. All our energy gone. Oh, I felt great having my energy in hand, knowing I was going to attack. And just like that, our energy's going to go. But we do get Rod. We got Boss. It's really going to come down to, like, how good is this restart going to be? How good is this restart going to treat us? I think for now, I'm going to bring up the Squawkabilly, because that's a 2-prize Pokemon I would love to start just pinging damage on. We definitely should have promoted Mew. That hard regret on that. Ooh, they got... How many Pokemon they got on bench? 5, so I don't necessarily need to play the stadium yet. Yeah, I think. Although I would to draw 1 with Mew. Man, this is difficult. This is difficult. So I want to take back 1, 2, and 3. Just an entire line. Make sure we're rolling. And yeah, I feel like just to make sure I'm drawing cards, I need to play the stadium. Kind of limit their bench again. I don't know if I want to poison them yet. I really am hoping. Yo, this deck is for the people. This deck is 100% for the people. Oh my gosh. You know what? Nah, we're taking all the poison damage. It's cool. I ain't that worried. We gonna rock. We gonna take 30 poison damage. If they swing, they KO us regardless at this point. So if we're racking up more poison damage, we're racking up more poison damage. There's really not much I can do about it. And now it's gonna be a quest for 1 more Banette. If we could get 1 more Banette, we'll rock. We'll have something to cook with. Especially because if I can get it ready to use Poltergeist, we'll be chilling. And nah, this is bad. This is actually bad news bears. They heal us from poison, but we are not moving. I'm shocked they didn't take Brute Bonnet, but we're not moving anything out of the active. Unless we get some insane top decks or some playable cards or something. So we get a big KO there. It's going to be 2 prizes up for us. And we get... Yo, the fish is crazy. Nah, I think we could do this. We'll put them under... And we get this... This is one of the craziest decks I've ever played in my life. Why is it so consistent? Like, you know what I mean? I want to get Shuppet down here just so I could... Although I got Salvatore in hand, so I guess I really don't need to. What I do know I need to do is switch. I definitely need a switch. into this guy. And I'm between benching Shuppet or benching Lumineon. If I bench Lumineon and search for a supporter, what would I get? I'm not sure. Nothing yet. I think I'd rather get another Banette down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bench Shuppet, and I'm going to play Salvatore and then Mew for 1 and see if I could get an energy. Just cause we're feeling like that. We're feeling like a dog right now, bro. This deck is so wild. Nah, this is actually one of the most fun decks I've played in a minute. I'm not going to lie, like, I'll take it. That's solid. That is very solid. So we're going to get KO'd here, but we got Lumineon to search for Arven as long as I think we have one left. We should have at least one left in the deck. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, but it's cool. Because regardless, I think they'll just die from poison damage before they take more prize cards. I don't know. My math has been off the whole video. I think this whole week I've just been like out of it. I just like forgot to count. They get Jewel Seekers, so they are able to search for 2 support cards. I'd imagine one would be a Stadium Bump, and the other would be probably Iona, if I had to take a guess, which is bad because we got game in hand. Yeah, so we lost game with Lumineon, which isn't super cool, but as long as we could get like an Ultra Ball or just draw into Arven, like we'll make it work. Or energy. Like there's a bunch of things we could draw into, like Vessel, energy. Yeah, no, we got options. We got options. And they're gonna go Curse Blast, give us 1 prize less. So now if we even just get a boss, we don't even have to deal with Terrapagos. So this actually isn't bad. And they play the Iona. Okay, I'm not shocked that they do the damage down there too. That totally could be relevant. At this point, it doesn't really matter. We get 1 card. Oh, so it's to Iona was to less. And the bear. Ooh, that's smart too. Because now the bear could swing for free. So they're going to take the KO there. I'm going to promote Mew. Just in case. I would love to bench Shuppet. But if I bench Shuppet and then Mew into an Ultra Ball or something, we are so cooked because I need fish to get me through this. And I think it's really just this turn is the make or break. So that's huge for us. That's actually massive for us. We're going to play Perilous Jungle, get rid of their Stadium. We are drawing 2 cards with this restart. Can we do it? Can we pull this off? That is surprisingly... Oh, that's it, isn't it? Yo. Oh my god, dude! Yo. I was like, oh, we got an energy. Yeah, we poison them for 5. Oh, we don't have the Mochi. We're only swinging 30. And we're doing 70 damage in total. Or 80. Wait. I'm so confused. That's enough, bro. I don't know. Thank God. What I would do to be able to count after work is insane. What I would do to be able to count. That was so much less stress. I had like 7 heart attacks there for what? Literally for what? Item Lock's the best thing in the format right now. Yo, this deck BDIF. I don't know what deck you're playing, doesn't matter. It's cooked. Banette, this is it. This is the new meta. Item Lock, Banette. Hyper aggressive. Yo, give me the poison, give me the Mochi. This is wild. Like, this is wild. If I learned how to count correctly, I would feel so much more confident, but I can't. So, yo, we're 2-0. Guaranteed positive record. Whatever happens in the 3rd game, it don't even matter. The first 2 were elite. Let's hop into match number 3, and let's see if we could get the perfect record on Halloween with Banette EX. Welcome to match number 3. We are up against Dragapult EX, which honestly might be one of the worst matchups for this deck. Just because, unlike Charizard, I feel like they rely on Rare Candy less because they use Dracloak. So, you know, I mean, it's also so tanky. Like, we did play against some lower HP decks, so we were able to just kind of get the ball rolling a little bit more. But I guess since they're playing the Pidgey build, that's good for us. And our hand, honestly... Our hand is kind of elite. With what I'm looking at, I think I'm going to have to Ultra Ball away Switch and the top deck, because I kind of need the rest. I guess I could sack Sneasler if the top deck is really good. And I'm between Squawk and Lumineon. I could do both, right? Ah, wait, no, because I can't play Arven. I need to play Salvatore because we're going 2nd. If we play Arven with like Force Seal Stone, it's generally if we went 1st, just to search out what we need, like to use it early. So I think the play would be to go Squawk here and just not have Force Seal Stone, which hurts, but you know, I feel like it's a necessary sacrifice with the hand we got, which is also unfortunate because we got a lot of really good stuff in this hand. This is going to be, I think, one of our hardest matches for sure. Just unless we top deck a Shuppet. If we top deck a Shuppet, and we could just Lumineon for Salvatore, and then use Forest Heal Stone for Squawk at that point, then I think that's the only thing that could make this hand, like, more perfect. Or if we get Lumineon, or, I don't know, there's actually a lot of things, too, that maybe a Secret Box would be crazy. You know what? Nah, this top deck is going to change the game. The more I think about this deck, the more I realize that this is actually such a elite combo. I'm not going to lie. Like, just kind of relying on the poison damage to ramp up with item lock it's actually pretty crazy. That changes things. That changes a whole bunch of things, doesn't it? So how do I do this? I need to keep one switch. We got Salvatore, so I could go Shuppet. So that means I could Ultra Ball for Lumineon to take Arven, but then hold it for next turn, so then I have access to Force Heal Stone. So then Force Heal Stone, I could search for Shuppet. You know what? No, we got the math. We got the math. So we're gonna Sacrity and Sneasler. We got a Rod, so it's cool. But I need this Salvatore, and I want to hold Arven for next turn. So I'm gonna take Fish. We got our Shuppets. We got our Banettes. We got Squawk. I would love to Squawk too. I'm not gonna front. I would love to Squawk, but I don't think we're gonna have that luxury. Yeah. Oh, and we're missing Ancient Booster Capsule. But you know what? That's fine. These are, like, later issues. I don't have to worry about it right now. I'm not going to. We're going to play Lumineon. We're just going to take it slow. We're going to do our thing. Yeah, I would love to search for a supporter. I'm going to search for Arven and just hold on to that for next turn, because this is going to make sure we're flowing through the rest of the game. For now, I'm going to use Star Alchemy. I'm going to look for... I'm actually not going to look for a Nest Ball, because there's a lot of Pokemon I would also like to find, so I do actually want to keep my Nest Balls in the deck. So that way I have a bigger chance into drawing into Mew, essentially, or another Shuppet, or, you know, like a whole bunch of things. So we're just going to do all of this. Our opponent knows we have Arven. We're going to play Salvatore, and we're going to take Banette, and then we are just going to switch into Banette and put them in item lock now. Yes, we're not KOing Pidgey, but honestly, that might not be the worst thing for us. It'll kind of just give us a little bit more time to get the ball rolling, which we could greatly benefit from. Next turn, very easy play. We're going to go Arven for Nest Ball, Ancient Booster Capsule, Brute Bonnet will be ready to poison. We're going to be swinging harder, which we won't need to if Pidgey's in the active. I'm not going to poison myself and just take useless damage, because 30 will KO Pidgey. But with the Nest Ball, we can take Mew and draw in some more things. So, you know, I like the setup we got, and depending what my opponent's got in hand, they might not be able to do much this turn. They got Arven, so they can take an item, which again is useless, and they also can take a tool, which is not Force Heal Stone. They already did use that. So I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what they're running with. But this deck is wild. Like, as long as you could take a step back and just map out your turn. Like, my math has been atrocious this entire video, and we're still pulling off these wins. Not like super comfortably, but like relatively consistently. And not like no sweat, but not like by the skin of our teeth. I mean, maybe match 2 is a little bit by the skin of our teeth, but you know what I mean? Like, if you just get like the play order right, which I'm sure I misplayed once or twice. I'm sure there was a couple plays where I just kind of threw. I know there was one in match 2. I don't remember what it was. The Perilous Jungle, I think. Like, maybe, you know, if you could refine some of the plays a little bit, you'll be chilling. But for the most part, like, it's not a super hard deck to play, but if you can map it out, this deck is solid and has some real teeth to it. So they're going to go TM Evo, which is the most terrifying thing. I think that's, like, more or less the worst for us, especially if they play Pidgeotto. If they actually play a middle evolution of Pidgey, that's going to be bad. I almost hope they go double Dracloak, just because the second they could use Quick Search, we're going to be in trouble, and they only have the one. So if they play 2 Dracloaks, which is what I imagine they did, clearly, I guess they prized one, so that's not bad. And you know what? That's a perfect top deck for us. So we're going to go Nest Ball. This is what I meant. You know, we got more Nest Balls in the deck, which is good. We're going to take Ancient Booster Capsule. Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, excuse me. Make sure we get the Mew. And do I need the Mew or the Jungle to take the KO? Like, do I need to take this extra damage? I'm not sure. So we're going to poison our opponent and ourselves. And we're swinging for 70. No, we don't. So I'm not going to play the stadium. I'm going to hold the stadium until I need to play it. I don't want to take any useless damage and just, you know, stress myself out by Banette being a little weaker than maybe it should be. So I'm going to rock with this hand. I'm just going to swing. We're just going to swing here. Our opponent needs the absolute nuts to take a KO on us. So I'm just going to rock. keep them in item lock and take my 1 prize card and run away with this. We got another Arven. Oh my, this is insane. This is actually so insane with how well this deck flows. I'm so in love with it. I am in love with the consistency. I'm in love with the power. I mean, sure, we're not swinging for too much any one turn, but paired with the item lock, I mean, it's similar to Vikavolt. Vikavolt V in the Sword Shield format, which if you don't know what it did like, I think it was 50 damage or 30 damage with item lock, like similar, but it was a basic Pokemon, but similar to Banette. But there was ways to really ramp up that damage, and like with the Regieleki VMAX and stuff like that, there's a bunch of fun combos to ramp it up, and it worked. Like, it was solidly consistent. It swung for more or less the same damage when you take into account our poison damage, and it made a couple regional performances. So I'm not going to say this deck is going to start tearing up regionals, although it totally could. But I am going to say, like, this deck is legit. And as far as, like, honestly, a lot of rogue decks I played, this one actually feels, like, amazing right now. And I know people have been, you know, riding on that hype train for it, and this is the first time, though, I'm getting to, like, look at it and see it for myself, and my god, are they right. I mean, this deck is crazy. So, I actually kind of like Ultra Ball here. I mean, we could definitely rip Mew. I really want to go for Boss's Orders, but I think this turn it would be safer to just go for Arven. I think what I want to do is go Nest Ball, so I could just make sure I'm, you know, we haven't used Secret Box once, and I think that's okay, but I want to make sure I am getting another Shuppet down just in case, especially before they swing with Dragon Pulp. So for now, I'm going to Nest Ball for Shuppet. And we could do what? Attach the Mochi. Vessel. Away Brute Bonnet. And I'm going to take 2 energy. We're going to take 2 just in case. I am going to throw 1 on Shuppet. And we can't Mew. I'm 1 card off of being able to use Restart, which is fine. We're just going to take the KO, go up 2 prizes, which is cool. We got him in item lock. I mean, there's like such a solid chance this Dracloak is ripping into us and taking a KO on Shuppet, and I mean, that's a gamble I'm willing to take at this point. You know, if we need to Ultra Ball for another Shuppet, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, man. Okay. Hey, it's not the end of the world. We'll still have Banette for a turn, because it'll be at 40. Yeah. Unless they just Dragon Headbutt. That'd be crazy. I guess it's possible, because they might just have, like, Arven as supporters, which would get them Ultra Balls and theoretically get them there, but not actually. It's gonna, I guess, come down to if these Recon directives hit Dragapult or if they had Dragapult EX in hand. There's a third. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, they're getting Dragapult. We're gonna get swung into this, which is, it hurts. It definitely hurts, but at least we'll be able to Ultra Ball for another Shuppet, and we'll have to just Salvatore instantly. This is why I think I was the most scared of Dragapult, is because they could take out our Shuppets before we could set them up unless we Salvatore immediately, and that is just, that's very problematic for our deck. I mean, this is the downside of 60 HP. This is the format we live in right now, is dealing with this. So we'll see. I mean, hey, you know what? If they somehow managed to just fully whiff Dragapult, I think we're chilling. And there's Sparkling Crystal, which is not what we needed. And Boss's Orders, no way. No way. Brute Bonnet? No, they're going to go Shuppet. So they're still going to take out a Shuppet, but our active Banette is at more HP, you know, like we weren't swung into, and I think that's what I was most worried about. And this is part of the reason why I played Lost Vacuum, was specifically for Dragapult, but not Dragapult, but specifically for Sparkling Crystal, because a lot of times a lot of decks play Vessel to search out specific energy, and play Sparkling Crystal as their ace spec, you know, to lower the cost. So if we can vacuum away the Crystal and also not let them use the Earthen Vessel, we're kind of forcing the longer match that we need. So we're going to promote Banette again. We've got Perilous Jungle, and we learned our lesson oh, but I don't have Sneasler. We did get Secret Box. That is pretty huge, but, like, at what cost? So we're swinging for 30. Maybe I do send it. Maybe I do send it here. Right? Because we'd only be doing 60 damage. Because I don't think... Oh, no, there is a way, actually, I could get Sneasler. But then it adds up to 80. And we learned that in the first match. Although we got Mochi. Oh, wait. You know what? Let me just poison myself real quick. Make sure my math is mathing. So what are we at? Because I don't think we had Mochi. I'm thinking back to the first game with Solrock Lunatone. We missed 90, but why? Why did I miss 90? I think because we didn't have Everlasting Dark. We didn't have the Mochi for Everlasting Darkness to swing for more damage. So I think what I want to do here, we do have a way to make this work. I'm gonna Secret Box away 1, 2, 3. How many energy do we have in discard? 1. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Because I'm gonna get Rod. I'm gonna get Rod Arven. That's boss. So we got 1. We got Rod. We'll take a Stadium. We'll take a Tool just to take a Tool. So I'm gonna Rod Sneasler back, and this is what I was planning from the beginning. So we're gonna take 1, 2, 3. And I got another Rod, so I can get another energy back just in case. We are going to Arven for Nest Ball and Ancient Booster Capsule just to thin it out. No reason to really keep it in the deck. I mean, can we get this hand low enough? We actually might be able to. So I'm going to take a Sneasler here as well. That's going to be risky without a Shuppet. That's alright though. I want to take the KO as comfortably as possible. I'm going to throw a Tool here. I'm going to throw a Tool here just to be able to restart for 1. I don't want a Perilous Jungle. I really don't want to put myself under 200. And we get a Squawkabilly, which is like utterly useless, but it's fine. That's fine. We're taking a KO. That's all that matters. We're doing 100 damage in total, which is good. Our opponent either has Dragapult and the energy, or they don't. We still got a Banette up, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, this is a scary match. This is definitely a scary match. Earthen Vessel goes crazy because it allows us to thin, it allows us to get some energy. I am in love with that. So they got Dracloak in the active again, this time with Sparkling Crystal. So they need less cards than last time, and there's Pidgeotto. Wow, they did play it. Oh my gosh. So it was, I guess, their one prize? Like, I don't know why they wouldn't have TM Evo'd. And if they didn't get Dragapult before, I have to assume they're getting it now. They've seen so much of their deck. And they did play an Iono at one point, didn't they? No, they didn't. Okay. Oh, that was last match where we got Iono spammed a little bit. So I guess they haven't seen the entire bottom of their deck except for their recon directives. But they've still played so many cards. They've got so many in hand. I don't know a world where they don't have it in hand right there. And they go boss. No shot. Yeah, they're stalling. I guess they're whiffing again. Okay. I mean, you know what? This might be a turn where I play the Stadium and I just accept I'm taking some damage just to get a bigger restart, because we're going to need an Arven here to get a Switch card out. Or just drawn to Switch, because we use Secret Box. Oh, and we only play 3 Arven, don't we? Oh my gosh. So we just need Switch, and we only got 2 left. Never mind, I don't need restart. No, that's so wild. I'm still going to thin. I'll take 1 energy. I could start setting up Mew as a backup attacker. Low-key. Not a bad shout. Because we got the Switch. I could just fail it. How many vessels do we have left in the deck? We got 1 vessel left still. I'm going to take 1. I'm going to take 1. You know what? For Poltergeist, I'm going to take 1. And I'm going to switch into this guy. Because we top deck switch. We like that all day. We're going to Toxic Powder. I'm going to throw the energy on the active just so I could close out with the Poltergeist if needed. And we are going to restart for 1. Is there anything more that could be better? Shuppet would be awesome. We got Banette. We were close. 640 damage. Imagine if we hit full 640. That'd be crazy. We're not going to, though. We're just going to swing. We want to get rid of the Sparkling Crystal Dracloak. That was the scariest thing. We definitely got a little lucky this match. Our opponent definitely did not draw exactly what they needed to. Now we're in the danger zone, because if they get a Dragapult fully set up this turn, they could just swing KO, and it's not going to feel too good after that. So we need our active to live. I don't know how we do this if Homie gets KO'd. Is there a way they could do it? If they play... No, they don't play Neo Upper because they play Sparkling Crystal. Is there a way they could get Sparkling Crystal back? I guess. If they play Roseanne's backup and then manage to get Sparkling Crystal again, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But I'm not sure. We have game in hand. We have game in hand. I guess we don't technically know, but I got boss's orders. I'm just going to chase down Rotom and take 2 prizes. Or Pidgeot. Maybe. I mean, I'm going to take Rotom because it's less HP just in case, but they got so many cards in hand. I'd imagine so many of them are items. Or like supporters they can't totally play. Or they could Iono here. They could quick search for Iono and stop the Poltergeist play. That would be pretty brutal, I'm not going to lie. That's probably my opponent's route, I'd imagine. Or, oh. No, actually, you know what? They could still pull this off. They could cook us here. So they could quick search for Dragapult or an energy, depending on what's in their hand. And then just play the other, and then retreat because it's a free retreat. Yeah, actually, we still might lose this. That's brutal. That's so brutal. Do I have a way around that? I don't think so. I think if we lose our active, we are kind of cooked. There's Dragapult. We just gotta... Oh, but if they have one energy, they're only swinging for 70, not 200. I'm thinking they're swinging 200, and they're using Recon Direct or Phantom Dive. And I'm like, well, if they do that, I got no follow-up. But they don't have Sparkling Crystal. I forgot we just KO'd the... Oh, Crispin. That's right. I knew there was something I was forgetting. How did I forget Crispin? Luminous Energy. What? The technology. No way. Yeah, for the fire energy. Oh, man. Yeah, I knew there was something we were forgetting there. It was Crispin. So they have the fire energy. Oh, but they played the luminous energy. So Crispin, wait, why did they not? Hold up. What? Oh, you know what? Do you have to take the energy to hand first? Put one of them into your hand. Attach the other. Oh, so because they took just a fire energy, it actually didn't totally work. All right. That's good to know. Well, I'm going to put my heart and soul into killing this Rotom and dealing with this here. Because if we don't, we are so unbelievably cooked. So I'm going to boss Rotom. We're going to Toxic Powder, and we're going to rip the Poltergeist. I got so unbelievably lucky in this match in so many ways. This is a winnable match, but it is hard. And, oh my god. Yeah, that Rotom's dead. That's a lot of damage right there. So, hey, 3-0. You absolutely love to see that. Our last rod was prize, so good thing we won there. Yeah, I didn't even know that last rod was prize, but knowing that is the prize now, I actually don't think we would have been able to make that comeback if they took out that Banette there. But, you know, that's just the power of Banette. It says so much just being able to swing so hard while also doing item lock, because it's not like Frostlass Venomoth where we're only swinging 30 and relying on just a whole bunch of ability Pokemon in play to kind of like board wipe with Frostlass, because like that matchup is like unwinnable with Venolass. But with a deck like this that also relies on item lock and 30 damage, I think this one is just so much more effective by, instead of relying on confusion like the Venomoth, we're relying on poison. And I know that was kind of a jump, sorry, I'm just thinking of like all the item locks decks, but seriously, this deck is a ton of fun to play. Definitely recommend it. If you enjoyed the video, thank you. Check out the TCG player code. It's probably popping up right about now. And yeah, let me know what you want to see on the how-to series. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Have an awesome Halloween. Stay epic. Peace.